Hi everyone, it's Miss Cynthia. I really wanted to talk to you about one more thing before this school year ends. I know May has been a busy month with testing and then with our multicultural festival, but I also didn't want to forget about another important thing that we celebrate in the month of May, which is our Mental Health Awareness Month. So, I want to teach you a little bit more about what is mental health because it's such an important thing in our day to day life. So, let's listen up. So, what is mental health? Mental health is a state of well being, and it includes three main things: our emotional state, so how we feel, our psychological state, which is how we think, and our social well being, which is how we act. It affects, again, how people think, feel, and act. And it really helps us determine how we're going to handle stress, how we're going to relate to others, and also the type of choices we're going to make. And hopefully, they're healthy. So, how does mental health look like? Let's talk about it in four different areas. So, again, our emotional well being. How are you able to manage big feelings? So, when you're feeling stressed, overwhelmed, with big life challenges that are coming your way, when things get really hard in your life, how do you manage that? Your emotions. The next one are psychological functioning. And this, again, it involves how we're able to think, reason, so how we're able to problem solve. A lot of the information that's coming our way are, again, things that we're dealing with. The other way is healthy relationships. So, what this means is what are the relationships that we have in our life that are helping our mental health or not helping our mental health? So, if we want to keep our mental health healthy, we want relationships that make us feel good, that are positive, that are helpful. So, that's an important thing of mental health. And lastly, self awareness and self care. So, are you able to pay attention to what your mind and body is telling you when it needs a break, when it needs a timeout, when it needs someone to help you or support you? Are you paying attention to what your mind and body are telling you? And are you doing things to make yourself feel better, feel happier, feel calm? Now, let's talk about mental health, what it is and what it isn't. Because sometimes when we hear mental health, we think of it in a negative way, or we say, well, I don't have mental health. But the reality is that we all have mental health. Mental health is just as part as our physical health. Mental health is really important. It's something, again, that all of us have. It's something that's always changing too, depending on what's going on in our day or in our life. Sometimes it could be more on the positive or on the negative. Again, and it's really real. It's part of us. When mental health isn't, it's not a sign of weakness when we talk about it. It's not something that you should be shameful, so embarrassed to talk about or feel. It's not something that it's all in our mind. It's not something that's always negative. It's not something that, again, we can decide, well, I do have mental health, I don't have mental health. Again, it's part of us. It's part of us. Okay, now let's talk about, well, how are some ways to keep your mental health healthy? One way is by being active. So physically, you're having your body move, and you can do that by doing so many different things like playing a sport, riding a bike, dancing, or again, just even going for a walk. This is really important. And again, you're not only being physically healthy, by doing stuff like this, but also you're helping your mind be healthy. Another exercise is practicing our breathing. So, when we're feeling overwhelmed, anxious, nervous, try using some easy breathing techniques like breathing in through your nose, so inhaling, or breathing out through your mouth, exhaling. And practicing this technique can really help your mind slow down, your body to slow down. It can help you a lot with that nervous or overwhelming or anxious feelings. Another way to support your mental health is by practicing expressive arts. And some examples of expressive arts are like writing, drawing, painting, coloring. It is said that by doing some of these activities, it can really help with expressing your emotions and your feelings. Again, it gives your mind a little bit of a break from whatever you're going through that might be overwhelming you. And it's also a really, really healthy way to continue expressing your emotions and pushing yourself to be more creative. Another good activity, again, to support your mental health is mindfulness. And there's a lot of benefits to being mindful. So let's just start with defining what is mindfulness. And that means that you are present, you're here in the now, you're paying attention to what is happening in the moment, either around you or within you, with your thoughts or your body. And there's a lot of, again, benefits from being mindful because if you are able to be present, you're going to be able to understand what do I need right now? What are some of the thoughts and feelings that I'm having? Again, try to be easy and kind to yourself and support yourself through this activity. Another part of mental health is challenging our negative self talk to a positive self talk. That means that you're improving your thinking patterns. So, the way we're thinking about ourselves, the way we might comment or maybe judge ourselves, let's challenge it to be more positive, very supportive and encouraging, saying, I can do it. I might not be the best at something, but I'm not giving up. I'm not a loser. I'm a winner. I can do this. Now, many of us have a busy day from coming to school to doing things after school or even before school. So having a established routine that means that you know your schedule can sometimes really help our mental health so we don't become overwhelmed or super tired with not knowing what is next. So establishing routines can be with having a time that you know you're supposed to go to sleep, you're supposed to wake up, you're supposed to have breakfast or lunch or dinner, when you have to do your assignments, if you have homework, knowing when you need to complete that. Also, knowing, hey, am I going to have enough time in my day? Let me schedule some time to also just have fun, some free time, and also some time to relax. Social support is another way to support our mental health. It has shown that when we spend time with friends and family who are supportive, understanding, who make us feel comfortable, we feel like we can connect with them, relate with them, have fun. It's made us happier individuals, happier people because it gives us a sense of belonging, that we belong to this group, that we belong somewhere. And lastly, spending time in nature. This is another really easy, cheap way to help our mental health. So whether again you're going for a walk or you're just stepping outside, having a seat somewhere quietly, enjoying the breeze, enjoying the trees, the flowers, this has shown to help improve when we're feeling overwhelmed, sad, upset, and overall just your well-being. All right, Kellogg students. Well, thank you so much for listening. And I really hope that as you continue to learn more about what is mental health and ways to continue to take care of our minds, that you remember that if you're having a hard time or you're struggling with something, to not be shy to ask and get some help, either by someone that you trust, a friend, or an adult that you trust. Next school year, I will still be here, so I'm always available to you if you're needing some support. But we also have a lot of wonderful staff and teachers here that I know are always willing to listen to you and try to support you as best as they can. Have a great summer, everyone. Bye.